Part 8. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 73. He Tian took them to a place with lush green grass, stopped, and began to mow the grass. Professor Gu was slow to mow the land, so He Tian always put the grass on Professor Gu's place and quietly helped Professor Gu. Others didn't pay attention, and even Professor Gu didn't know. But later Xiangrong and Zhou discovered it. When they were young, they were all excellent people with keen observation. When they saw He Tian's behavior, they unconsciously thought highly of this kind girl. He Tian just wanted to help these people and did not want to ask for anything in return. After all, these people are not bad people. If you can help, just help. Maybe He Tian will need help from others in the future. Look at that He Tian, she is a good girl. She brings us the wild fruits and vegetables we usually eat, Xiangrong said softly, and last time, if it hadn't been for her, Mr. Bai would have been dragged out again. Re-education. We are powerless now. When we are able, we must repay this little girl. Zhou nodded and agreed, we have come to the right place in Kijia village. The village chief here did not make things difficult for us. However, from the last time that village chief Chi was reported, it can be seen that the village someone is causing trouble here. We should continue to be careful so as not to be taken advantage of and implicate Secretary Chi. You said yes, girl Tian is good to us. It's good to know it in your heart. You can't say it outside, Xiangrong said. Everyone came to this remote village and wanted to live a stable life for a few days, not to mention He Tian is like this a weak little girl. Just as Zhou was talking, the Snake King in the space barrier said lazily, there are a few nests of pheasants and a lot of pheasants ahead. If you move faster, you may be able to catch them all. The Snake King thinks that He Tian is too thin, and if she doesn't eat good food, her body won't be able to provide so much high-quality blood. Without those spiritual medicines, its cultivation speed would be greatly reduced. It's boring in the human world and it can't wait to get out of here. He Tian was overjoyed. She had been busy with farming some time ago and had not gone up the mountain. It had been a long time since she had gotten anything good from the mountain. Hearing the reminder from the Snake King, I felt excited. Everyone, stop for a moment. He Tian didn't want to disturb the pheasants in the grass, so she whispered to Professor Gu on the side and Zhou and Xiangrong not far away. Professor Gu was puzzled, but still asked in a low voice, sweet girl, what's wrong? Haha, I found that there are pheasants in front of me. Please be quiet. Let's catch them all so that we can satisfy our craving for food at night, He Tian explained in a low voice. Following the instructions of the Snake King in the barrier, he bent down and walked into the grass. Zhou and Xiangrong looked at each other and were very surprised. He Tian actually had such amazing hearing. They didn't hear anything, but she had already heard the sound. But now is not the time to study hearing sensitivity, let's catch pheasants together. A hearty meal is the greatest reward for them. Since everyone had a share, Zhou and Xiangrong went over from both sides and together with He Tian surrounded the pheasants in the dense weeds. Aunt Lu was very excited. If the pheasant was caught, it would be her share. Farming has been busy for such a long time, and the elderly and children at home have no food in their stomachs. If you can catch pheasants, the whole family can get some extra money. Several pheasants heard the sound and wanted to abandon the eggs in their nests and escape, but suddenly they found that their movements were slow and they could not fly at all. They could only flop on the ground. The dense grass is usually a perfect hiding place for them, but now it has become a burden that prevents them from escaping. He Tian caught two of them, one in each hand. Zhou and Xiangrong were also good at catching too. Even Aunt Lu, who had followed to watch the fun, also caught one. Haha, sweet girl, I also caught one, Aunt Lu said happily. She has been in Kijia village for so many years and knows that the pheasants in the back mountains are very difficult to catch. Even very skilled hunters have to use shotguns, bows, and arrows. Or a trap can be caught. This is the first time Aunt Lu has encountered a situation like today, and she is very excited. He Tian walked up to Aunt Lu carrying two plump pheasants and said, "Aunt Lu, hold them for me while I go inside to pick up the eggs." Okay, Aunt Lu agreed and took the two pheasants handed over by He Tian. There were 7 pheasants and 4 nests of eggs. He Tian took the basket and picked up nearly 60 pheasants. Even though the wild eggs are a little small, there are still a basket full of them. Aunt Lu, Professor Gu, Uncle Xiang, Uncle Zhou, Uncle Qian, and Uncle Sun, we have picked up so many pheasants. He Tian said, "Auntie, you are our leader, how do you distinguish these eggs from pheasants?" Most of these pheasants were caught by Zhou and Xiang Rong, but they had no right to distribute these things. After all, their current status was sensitive and they could not interfere with these things. He Tian has power, but Aunt Lu has always taken good care of her, and since she is young, Aunt Lu will naturally have to handle these matters. Aunt Lu likes to take advantage of small things, but she also knows when enough is enough. If others share it, she may feel unhappy and feel that others do not value her. But if she was asked to share it, Aunt Lu would be embarrassed to take advantage of it, and she would not talk nonsense outside. Sure enough, when He Tian said this, Aunt Lu squinted her eyes and said with a smile, "You discovered this, sweet girl, it's better for you to divide it up." He Tian shook her head repeatedly and explained, "Aunt Lu, I am young, and you have always taken care of me. You are such a kind person and do things fairly. It is the most appropriate thing for you to divide it, don't you think so?" Zhou and Xiang Rong naturally understood what He Tian meant and said one after another, "Yes, Sister Lu, if Uncle Qi is not here, you are the leader of our group. We all support whatever you say, and what you just said not bad, I actually caught a pheasant." Aunt Lu was praised by everyone, and she felt very happy. After thinking for a while, she said, "Since everyone thinks highly of me, I will share it. The pheasants I caught by myself belong to me. I will give half of the basket of pheasant eggs and the rest, you divide it among yourself, I won't interfere." Aunt Lu was not as open as the lion, but He Tian wanted to give Aunt Lu more wild eggs. There was a reason why Aunt Lu wanted wild eggs. He Tian wanted to make it clear to others so that others would not misunderstand Aunt Lu. "Oh, I almost forgot," He Tian suddenly realized, "Aunt Lu, I just found out yesterday that your little son has a fever and needs to replenish his body. 2 eggs a day, this blue egg is enough for a month, it can make you fat." This is the first basic update today. There will be another basic update at 10 o'clock. After that, 1 chapter will be added every hour, 5 times in a row, and 5 chapters will be added. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 74. Aunt Lu was very touched when she saw that He Tian knew her intention. There was not enough food to eat at home. The youngest son got sick and all the family money was spent. The food had not been distributed yet. The child had no fat in his stomach and was very thin. Those meats may be more delicious than eggs, but they cannot be eaten for a long time, and they are not suitable for children with weak stomachs. These wild eggs are just right. Everyone discovered this. I took it too much. Although Aunt Lu wanted it very much, she was embarrassed in front of so many people. Although these people came to their village temporarily, they were all older than her and well behaved. She was embarrassed to embarrass them when comparing their feelings to others. Zhou thought for a while and said, "Since the child at home is sick, let's take 2 more pheasants back to replenish the child's health." Zhou and others are not unsophisticated. They can be so stable in Kijia village thanks to the village cotters and villagers of Kijia village. Moreover, these things are all ownerless things. They were caught on the mountain. I left some enough for everyone to eat and gave the rest to Aunt Lu. Firstly, it can help Aunt Lu, and secondly, it can also change their situation. Aunt Lu was stunned when she heard Zoli's words. She didn't expect these people to be so kind-hearted. Yes, take it back. We are adults. It doesn't matter if you have one more bite or one bite less. But it doesn't matter to children, especially sick children. Xiang Rong agreed, give more to the children. Professor Gu, Qianchikan, and Sun Sihao also echoed. Anyway, they didn't catch these, so they were naturally willing to be a smooth favor. Aunt Lu was too embarrassed to take them, so he Tian put the 3 pheasants and eggs into the basket that Aunt Lu brought and said, Auntie, just take them back. We have to continue mowing the grass, and maybe we can still do it in the future. I caught it, and there's a lot left over, so I'll go back and make some chicken soup. Seeing what he Tian said, Aunt Lu reluctantly accepted it and said, my family is in trouble now, so I took these things. If I catch them again in the future, share them with everyone. I don't want them anymore. Everyone is good to me. Today in front of everyone, I will not embarrass you when we work together in the future, and I will remind you if there is anything you need to do. It is not easy for everyone, and we all want to live a stable life. In fact, everyone is so generous because they are just waiting for Aunt Lu to say this. This is the back mountain. Zoli and Xiang Rong can catch a lot of prey even if they don't have guns in their hands. But they couldn't let go of He Tian and Aunt Lu for a while. It doesn't matter to He Tian, he is also a foreigner and easy to talk to. But Aunt Lu is different, she is a native local. Although she was pretty good on weekdays, when there were no common interests or secrets, everyone was subconsciously guarding against Aunt Lu. Everyone is a smart person, and the close relationship between people is gradually connected in this way. Now Aunt Lu's words made them feel at ease. As long as they give some benefits, Aunt Lu will not have trouble with them. Aunt Lu, we are very grateful to you for your words, He Tian said. We must keep today's affairs a secret and not let outsiders know. Aunt Lu nodded and said, don't worry, I won't tell anyone outside. But you still have to be careful. We haven't handed over the public food yet. If there are people in the village who are idle, there will be people going up to the mountains to hunt. Everyone who hunts will get it back, my own. Comrade Xiang, you can also eat it in the animal husbandry team, as long as no one sees it. Oh, thanks for reminding me, Xiang Rong said, it's getting late now. Let's work quickly to avoid failing to complete today's task. Aunt Lu nodded and said, okay, then we have to speed up. I will tell Village Chief Chi that you all work very hard and seriously, and you work fast and well. Thank you. Everyone was overjoyed. They could only work hard now. During the busy farming season, their efforts were recognized by the villagers, and many people reported their situation to the village chief. Wrote favorable comments on the investigation report. With these comments, they can prove that they are doing things seriously, so as to reduce their own troubles. No matter what the reason is, they just want to change their situation now, and there is nothing wrong with working hard. This is their most urgent wish now. At noon, each person carried a large backpack and walked down the mountain. There are still a lot of cut grass left to dry on the mountain, and we can carry it down in the afternoon. As soon as he entered the animal husbandry team, He Tian saw that the clothesline in the yard was covered with cotton underwear. Haha, Professor Wang is really a smart man. Zoli, Professor Gu, and others also saw it and were secretly surprised, but after all, it was a private matter and it was not easy to thank him in person. Seeing that he had gained a lot today, Old Man Chi was even more happy and said, today I can finally satisfy my craving. I will go and clean up the pheasants. Old Man Chi is highly respected in the village and very courageous. There are some things that others cannot do in Kijia village, but he can do them without any problems. You guys have gained a lot from this trip. Professor Wang stepped forward and helped take off the backpack from her husband's back. Now, here, she had food, drink, and a stable life, and she was content. Yes, thanks to sweet girl, Professor Gu said, if it weren't for her, we wouldn't be able to catch so many prey. Professor Wang is now as kind to He Tian Tian as his own granddaughter. Hey, when it comes to his granddaughter, Professor Wang feels bitter. Thinking of the things his son and daughter-in-law did before makes him sad. His grandchildren are also locked up and they are not allowed to come visit them. Professor Wang also knew that this was to protect the children, but she never felt good about it. Hey, I don't think about it anymore, children and grandchildren will have their own blessings. They were born together, and they will die together. As for the juniors, forget it, don't force it. He Tian Tian felt embarrassed by their praise and ran over to collect the pheasants with Old Man Chi. He Tian Tian wanted to throw away the chicken feathers, but Old Man Chi quickly stopped him and said, "Sweet girl, don't throw away the chicken feathers. Sew them in the quilt. It will be very warm in winter." Oh, He Tian Tian agreed, since it is useful, then don't throw it away. As you know, Lao Gu, Lao Bai and the others don't have cotton padded clothes. Summer and autumn are okay, but winter is not. Even if you don't go out, you will be half frozen to death. Old Man Chi said, "Now I want to do everything possible. The way is to prepare some things for them for winter. Cotton is a rare thing, so don't think about it. You can only use everything around you." He Tian Tian thought for a while and said, "The conditions are difficult now and there is no cotton. I know that, so I brought a quilt. As for Professor Gu and the others, they can use chicken feathers, but they can also use reeds from the lotus pond. There are a lot of them growing on them. Woolen wadding can be woven into warm clogs, which can be worn as cotton shoes. It can also be woven into thick woolen wadding and wrapped in coarse cloth to make a simple quilt. It doesn't look good, but it is definitely warm and clean." This is the second basic update today. Next is the update. Continuing to ask for votes, the client went crazy sending red envelopes. Kikai couldn't afford it, so she could only work hard to update, and use her own efforts and updates to gain everyone's recognition and votes. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 75. Chapter 75 Hope, Persistence, Monthly Ticket 60+. When winter comes, the shortage of materials becomes more and more apparent. There are more people who starve to death or freeze to death in winter than in the other 3 seasons. The food in Kijia village this year is barely enough to fill their stomachs, which can only be said to be about the same as last year, but the people who have been transferred to the village are pitiful. When these people arrived at the Kijia village animal husbandry team, Old Man Chi would do his best to help them get through the winter safely. "Can you make this?" Old Man Chi's eyes lit up. "Is it a specialty of your place?" He Tian Tian nodded and said, "Yes, I guess Professor Wang can make some too. In the previous life, no one in Kijia village made these. This clog and the felt quilt were all made by Professor Wang." The people in Kijia village saw that they were useful, and everyone learned it. "Well, I'll get some when I'm free," Old Man Chi said. Those things were usually not used by anyone, and since they can be used to keep out the cold, let's try it. He Tian Tian drank a bowl of chicken soup here and brought a pot back to Grandma Chi. Aunt Lu was also very happy. She put 3 pheasants and a basket of eggs in the bamboo basket, which would allow her son to eat well for a while. When Grandma Chi saw He Tian Tian bringing chicken soup, she knew that He Tian Tian had caught pheasants again today. When she heard that He Tian Tian had already eaten, Grandma Chi also ate it all without any hesitation. "In the past, I could only eat a little meat during the Chinese New Year. Now it's good. I can eat it every 3 or 5 days. My face has grown flesh." Grandma Chi wiped the corner of her mouth and laughed. "I, an old woman, know that this is all your credit. I remember it all." He Tian Tian fetched a basin of water, washed her face and hands, and laughed softly. Grandma Chi is also very good to me. She gave me a big house to live in and gave me some tips on the details of my life. I am always grateful in my heart. Let's not say anything, live a good life, and I will take care of you in your old age and see you to the end of your life. When He Tian said this, she was not being polite. Even if Grandma Chi's son was not found, He Tian would still take care of Grandma Chi in her old age and see her to the end of her life. After all, she will live here for several years, and after a long time together, there will always be feelings. The family affection and feelings in the difficult years are even more precious. He Tian is sincere in taking care of the elderly and seeing them off. However, when hearing these words, Grandma Chi-san was shocked. She was so old that she was not afraid of death, but she was afraid that her body would be exposed in the wilderness after death, and no one would help collect the body and bury it. Tian girl, are you serious? Grandma Chi asked carefully. If possible, she wanted to take He Tian as her granddaughter, so that it would be more legitimate to give her things to He Tian in the future. He Tian nodded seriously, looked at Grandma Chi and said, Grandma Chi, what I said is true. I will take good care of you and handle your affairs after death. If there is a chance to return to the city, I will take you to my house. My parents are easy to talk to and will be very happy. Going to the city to live with He Tian's family, Grandma Chi did not force it. She just wanted someone to accompany her when she was alive, and someone to help collect her body when she died. After thinking for a while, Grandma Chi-san said, Tian girl, do you think this is okay? I don't have a granddaughter, so I'll take you as my goddaughter, okay? Okay, He Tian said. She didn't have a grandmother, so it was not bad to have a grandmother who loved her. Don't agree so quickly. You should write a letter back and tell your parents. If they agree in the letter, I will go to the village head Chi and director Zhao to settle this matter. We will also hold a ceremony to recognize my relatives and let everyone be witnesses. You will take care of me in my old age and see me to the end. All my things will be given to you in the future. He Tian thought about it and didn't want Grandma Chi's things. Finally, she added, Grandma Chi, I will write a letter to ask my parents when I get home in the evening. As for what I promised you, I will definitely do it. Let everyone come to be a witness. In addition, Grandma Chi, you should keep your things. Maybe one day, your family will come back. These things will be a reminder for them. I don't want them hearing what He Tian said. Grandma Chi's face was full of melancholy. Although she told herself again and again that she wanted to see her son alive and dead, she didn't believe that her son was dead until she saw his body. But after so many years, her son has not come back. In fact, she subconsciously believes that her son is dead, just like everyone else. Hey, if he wanted to come back, he would have come back a long time ago. Grandma Chi sighed, why wait until now? He Tian saw the door was closed, leaned over to Grandma Chi's ear, and said carefully, Grandma Chi, think about it, your son was studying in Nanji at the time, and then worked in a Nanji unit. At that time, that person was in power in Nanji. After liberation, that person went to Taiwan Island. Maybe your son was also taken there for some reason. The situation on both sides of the strait is tense, and they have been blocking each other, and there is no news exchange. Grandma Chi quickly covered He Tian's mouth. Her face was ugly, and she lowered her voice. The voice said, you girl, you dare to say anything, and you are not afraid of being heard. I am an old woman and it doesn't matter. Anyway, I have lived for such a long time, but you are still young, and you have a good life ahead of you. You can't be so outspoken, or you will suffer a great loss in the future. He Tian knew that Grandma Chi was worried about her, and smiled and explained, I said these words in front of you, everything is still hopeful, but all this has meaning only when people are alive. Maybe one day it will come true. Grandma Chi was moved. This sweet girl actually said such words to encourage her, which was also a good intention. Okay, okay, I remember it in my heart, live well and live until my son comes back, Grandma Chi murmured to herself. This is her belief, and she will not change it even until the moment of death. Yes, we should be like this, he Tian Tian smiled. In fact, it is not that difficult to become strong. As long as there is hope, you will have the motivation to persevere. He Tian Tian learned persistence from Grandma Chi San, and now she gave these two words to Grandma Chi San. The two encourage and support each other, and maybe they can really wait until that day. He Tian Tian had experience in her previous life and knew that Grandma Chi San's persistence led to her long-lost son. He Tian Tian also learned the crucial advantage of persistence from this incident. He Tian Tian also hopes that her persistence can lead to good results like Grandma Chi San. Grandma Chi San's heart was gradually drying up, but now a clear spring was injected into it, nourishing her dry heart and giving her the strength to continue to persevere. After He Tian Tian had lunch, he went to work in the back mountain animal husbandry team. Thanks to Professor Wang's publicity, everyone knew that those big pants hanging in the yard were cotton provided by He Tian Tian. These people were embarrassed to talk to a little girl about big pants, but judging from their attitudes, it could be seen that they were very grateful to He Tian Tian. For additional updates with a monthly pass of 60, please subscribe to the official version and get a monthly pass. There is also a monthly pass at 11 o'clock for 80+. Oh, mathematical intersection symbol. Mathematical intersection symbol, thank you. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 76. Chapter 76 Jealousy, monthly ticket 80+. They rushed to work, hoping that He Tian Tian could rest for a while. However, He Tian Tian accepted it and did not slow down the work speed. She is young, she is powerful, and she firmly believes that her hands can change her life. If you don't work hard now, what are you waiting for? Some leisurely villagers went up the mountain to pick wild fruits and wild mushrooms. They saw these people sweating profusely at work, and their impression of these decentralized personnel changed somewhat. In the eyes of the villagers, as long as they work hard and don't cheat, they are good people. The villagers have a good impression of these hard-working people. Some people will give some wild fruits and vegetables to Ziulai and Xiangrong. The actions of the villagers moved the people who were released from other places. This kind of interaction is humane and full of warmth. But in the eyes of some people, it is an eyesore. They wanted to destroy it, but they couldn't find any conclusive evidence. They could only stare at it secretly like a snake hiding in a dark place, spitting out snake letters stained with venom, waiting for the opportunity to move. With more people and greater strength, it took 5 days to finally complete the task in the village. There are now a lot of people in the livestock team, so He Tian Tian, like other educated youths, does not have to go to work. He Tian Tian has a lot of work points. Even if she doesn't work for a few days, she won't be without food. Besides, she has the Snake King here, so she doesn't have to worry about having nothing to eat. He Tian Tian rested at home and slept in. Is Sister Tian Tian at home? Chi Fang Fang knocked on the door with a cheerful voice, as if she was happy about something. Grandma Chi San came to open the door on tiptoe and said with a smile, "Haha, it's Fang Fang, here to see the sweet girl, right? Come in and sit down, that girl is really tired. After breakfast, I drove her back to sleep. It's time to sleep. Just wait, I'll call you when I come in." "Thank you," third Grandma Chi Fang Fang said, "yesterday I heard about a place with a lot of wild mountain fungi. I want to call Sister Tian Tian and Xiao Yan to go to the back mountain to pick some and save them for winter. Otherwise, it will get cold. These things can't be found." Grandma Chi San went to the house and woke up He Tian Tian. He Tian Tian lazily got up, eyes half squinted, holding a wash basin, a toothbrush and a towel hanging around his neck. Sister Tian Tian, I'm going to call Xiao Yan. We are picking wild fruits and wild mushrooms in the mountains together. Wash your face and brush your teeth quickly. Don't wait any longer. After Qi Fangfang finished speaking, she ran away without waiting for He Tianatian's reply. Got out. Although He Tiantian got up, it didn't mean that she wanted to go to the back mountain. She used to go up to the mountains to work every day, and she had already done that. She finally stopped working today and didn't want to go out at all. Now Qi Fangfang has gone to find Qi Xiaoyan. Qi Xiaoyan will come over soon, and He Tiantian has to go even if he doesn't want to. Hey, why didn't she stop Qi Fangfang? Yashao, Qi Fangfang ran away before she woke up completely. Sure enough, after a while, Qi Fangfang came over with Qi Xiaoyan, both of them carrying a backpack. He Tiantian had already washed up and followed Qi Fangfang and Qi Xiaoyan up the mountain with the bamboo basket on her back. Sister Tiantian, you go to the back mountain to cut grass all day long. Do you know where there are many wild fruits and wild fungi? Although Qi Fangfang had ulterior motives today, it would be better if she could complete the task and pick some fruits and wild fungi at the same time. Alright. It's the end of the year, and I only have time these days, so the places I often go to have probably been taken out by other people. Yes, Sister Tiantian, please take us there. Qi Xiaoyan also wanted to gain more today so that she could get some food for the family. Normally her parents would not let her endure hardship, but she felt very distressed when she saw her parents were so tired. I hope I can help my parents. He Tiantian had already taken advantage of her free time at work to collect a lot of wild fruits and wild mushrooms. She packed them up and put them in the Snake King's boundary space. She wanted to take them home during the Chinese New Year. There are indeed not many things on the mountain. He Tiantian reminded, you see there are many people on the mountain. We may not be able to find many if we go there. And compared with wild fruits and wild mountain fungi, our safety is also very important. I understand, Sister Tiantian, we all listen to you. Qi Xiaoyan said, if they can pick it, so can we. When the three of them walked to the foot of the mountain, they saw Lin Xiru, Huang Jingli, and Li Mingkai behind them. Looking further ahead, Sister Wu, Wang Lei, Zhang Qingshan, and Ye Xiaofan are also here. Huang Jingli followed Lin Xiru and kept low. After being disappointed with Li Mingkai, she felt more cordial when she saw He Tiantian and said, Tiantian, what are you doing on the mountain? When Qi Fangfang saw Li Mingkai, she unconsciously combed her hair. When she heard Huang Jingli's words, she felt unhappy and said, whatever you come to the mountain for is what we are here to do. This ugly woman Huang Jingli actually peeped at Li Mingkai playing the piano and singing before, and she was not overestimating her abilities. Qi Fangfang complained in her heart. If He Tiantian heard this, he would definitely laugh out loud. No matter how ugly Huang Jingli is, she is still prettier than Qi Fangfang. Huang Jingli was stunned. She didn't know why this little girl was talking to her like this. After all, they had never met before, so there was no reason to celebrate. He Tiantian frowned slightly when she saw Qi Fangfang like this. Is Qi Fangfang jealous? He Tiantian was about to frown and say something to Qi Fangfang, but Qi Xiaoyan on the side couldn't stand it and said, Fangfang, that's Sister Jingli, an educated youth in our village. Why are you speaking so harshly when you are being spoken to so politely? They have not offended you, but you are talking to them in such a tone. Qi Fangfang was a little unhappy when she saw Qi Xiaoyan and He Tiantian. She laughed and said, that's how I am. I speak my mind straight and have no other intentions. Sister Jingli, don't be angry. He Tiantian sneered in her heart, it's strange that you don't have other ideas. Qi Fangfang's narrowed eyes had already looked at Li Mingkai several times. That is, He Tiantian, who has been paying attention to Qi Fangfang, discovered it. Oops, that's weird. Why did Qi Fangfang fall in love with Li Mingkai? In the previous life, Qi Fangfang and Li Mingkai had no intersection, right? Huang Jingli didn't dare to offend the locals, so she smiled and said, "It's okay. We are all young people. It will be more lively on the mountain together." "Hurry up, we're already so far ahead," Lin Xiru urged, very impatiently. Logically speaking, Huang Jingli has a good relationship with her. Someone is giving Huang Jingli a hard time, Lin Xiru should help Huang Jingli. But Lin Xiru showed no concern at all, which really surprised He Tian. Huang Jingli was not angry, which surprised He Tian. Could it be that Huang Jingli had something in Lin Xiru's hands? A group of people were walking on the mountain road, and a funny scene appeared. He Tian and Qi Xiaoyan were walking in front. Li Mingkai gradually approached Qi Xiaoyan and wanted to say a few words to Qi Xiaoyan. When Qi Fangfang saw Li Mingkai walking this way, she kept moving closer to Li Mingkai, hoping to find a chance to say a few words to Li Mingkai. The monthly pass is 80 more, and there will be a monthly pass of 100 plus at 2 o'clock. If you still have votes, remember to vote for Kikai. It was put on the shelves at 9 o'clock yesterday, 9 hours later than others, and it has less than a 20-hour sales period, so it is still not on the new book list. What Kikai can rely on now is the editor's recommendation and everyone's support. It's so sad to say. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 77. Chapter 77 Scum, Villain, Trap, Monthly Ticket 100 plus. He Tian looked at the people around her with cold eyes. Li Mingkai had now begun to show his affection for Qi Xiaoyan. However, Qi Xiaoyan didn't seem to have any special feelings for Li Mingkai, which made Tian feel better. The previous vaccinations were finally not in vain. As for Qi Fangfang, oh my, it's really strange that she actually has thoughts about Li Mingkai. As soon as he saw a woman who was showing favor to Li Mingkai, he raised his thorns like a hedgehog, wanting to rush forward and prick her to death. Ha ha ha, yes. Li Mingkai and Qi Fangfang are a perfect match. One is a scumbag and a heartless man. One is a villain, despicable and greedy. With this idea, He Tian kept thinking in her heart, how can we get the two of them together? The current situation is quite special, the man is ruthless and the sister is interested. Fortunately, there is always someone who takes the initiative. As the saying goes, there is a mountain between a man and a woman, there is a veil between a woman and a man. Due to men's bad nature, most of the women who come to their door will not refuse them. In this case, it's easy to operate. "Xiaoyan, are you thirsty?" Li Mingkai climbed halfway up the mountain and saw beads of sweat on Qi Xiaoyan's forehead and her lips were a little chapped, so he quickly took out his marching water bottle and handed it to Qi Xiaoyan. Qi Xiaoyan was stunned. There was no cup in the kettle. She generally would not use other people's kettles, especially those used by unfamiliar men. Qi Fangfang is very thoughtful, and when they all walked together, Li Mingkai gave Qi Xiaoyan water but refused to give it to her. This shows that Li Mingkai's thoughts are not on her, and he must have fallen in love with Qi Xiaoyan. Qi Fangfang feels jealous when she thinks that Qi Xiaoyan eats, uses, and eats better than her and looks better than her. However, this is caused by family conditions or innate, so she is just jealous, but does not hold a grudge. But now the man Qi Fangfang had a crush on actually fell in love with Qi Xiaoyan, which made Qi Fangfang feel very resentful. He Tian took out the kettle and took a few sips. Qi Xiaoyan's eyes lit up. She could use He Tian's kettle, but she couldn't use Li Mingkai's. "Thank you, Sister Tian brought it," Qi Xiaoyan said, and then walked to He Tian and asked for water from He Tian. They were all little girls. He Tian didn't dislike Qi Xiaoyan and handed the kettle to Qi Xiaoyan. Qi Xiaoyan carefully poured some water into the lid and took a sip. After drinking it, I poured some water to cleanse it. Chi Fang Fang also felt thirsty, but she didn't want to use He Tianatian's kettle. Taking advantage of Li Mingkai's confusion, she took the kettle and drank a few sips, thank you, brother Li. Li Mingkai was stunned again, seeing that it was Chi Fang Fang who drank the water from his water bottle, feeling as disgusted as if he had eaten fly droppings. But in front of Chi Xiaoyan, Chi Fang Fang is Chi Fang Fang's little sister, so he can't be angry. You're welcome. Li Mingkai took the kettle, covered it and put it in the kettle. Later, I walked to a place where no one was around and poured out all the water in the kettle. Li Mingkai felt sick when he thought of Chi Fang Fang's meat pie face and thick lips. What bad luck! I originally thought about having an indirect intimate contact with Chi Xiaoyan, but I didn't expect Chi Xiaoyan to be so shy. The same goes for Chi Fang Fang. This kettle is for her own personal use. How can she just use someone else's? How uneducated! Regardless of appearance, temperament, or family background, Li Mingkai didn't like Chi Fang Fang. He Tian did not take the others to places with many wild fruits and wild fungi, but followed the others to look for them. Tian, come here, there are more here. Seeing He Tian behind, Ye Ziofen called He Tian over. There was a large field of wild fungi there. He Tian, Chi Xiaoyan and others couldn't help but smile. Sister Ziofen, don't pick those mushrooms. They are poisonous and cannot be eaten. Although they won't kill you, they can cause allergies. He Tian reminded, show me your basket and I will check it for you. Take a moment to avoid being poisoned after accidentally eating it. Ye Ziofen looked at the white and fat mushrooms and asked in confusion, look at these beautiful mushrooms, how come they are poisonous? The more beautiful the mushroom, the more poisonous it is. Chi Xiaoyan said with a smile, take it out quickly and we will check it for you. Wang Lei, Zhang Qingshan, and Sister Wu poured out the mushrooms from the basket. There were a lot of mushrooms in them, but most of them were inedible. He Tian and Chi Xiaoyan helped pick out the inedible ones and told them what kinds of mushrooms were edible and which ones were not. Under He Tianatian's explanation, these educated youths initially learned how to distinguish poisonous and non-poisonous mushrooms. Chi Fang Fang looked at the terrain and saw that the distance agreed upon by her brother was not far away. Now so many people are following. In this way, even if the trap dug by the elder brother comes in handy, Wang Lei, Zhang Qingshan and others can rescue He Tian before the elder brother comes to rescue them. While others were digging wild vegetables and mushrooms, Chi Fang Fang tugged on He Tianatian's clothes and whispered, Sister Tian, I know a place with a lot of wild fruits. I will take you there. He Tian raised her head, glanced at Chi Xiaoyan in front of her, and tentatively asked Chi Fang Fang, will you take me there instead of Xiaoyan? Of course Chi Fang Fang didn't want to take Chi Xiaoyan there. If Chi Xiaoyan knew that He Tian fell into the trap, she would probably go down the mountain and ask someone to come over and rescue He Tian, but that wouldn't work either. Alas, miscalculation. Bringing Chi Xiaoyan along today is a burden. But without Chi Xiaoyan, He Tian might not come to the back mountain with her. Although He Tian was very polite, Chi Fang Fang knew that it was all superficial. He Tian and Chi Xiaoyan had a good relationship. But it's no wonder, Chi Xiaoyan's father is the village party secretary, and He Tian wants to curry favor with Chi Xiaoyan. The three of us disappeared, it's too eye-catching. Let's go first. When we get some good fruits, we can give some to Xiaoyan. Chi Fang Fang explained, let's go before anyone notices. He Tian sneered in her heart. Chi Fang Fang asked her to come to the back mountain today, which made her uneasy and kept her vigilant. If Chi Xiaoyan hadn't been there, He Tian wouldn't have followed. Now that Chi Fang Fang is encouraging her to act alone, there must be some ulterior secret. Chi Fang Fang is not scary, but what is scary is that there is a shrewd, ruthless, and well-hidden Chi Jiangguo behind him. Now that he knew that the other party might be up to no good, He Tian Tian and Chi Fang Fang were out of their minds when they went out alone. No, we too sneaked away. Xiao Yan will be angry. Besides, there are quite a few here, enough for us to pick. After He Tian Tian refused with a smile, he turned around and ran to Chi Xiao Yan, wanting to take a look. What is Chi Fang Fang going to do? After hearing He Tianatian's rejection, Chi Fang Fang's facial muscles stiffened, and she secretly gritted her teeth facing He Tianatian's running back. This He Tian Tian is too shrewd to take the bait at all. Monthly ticket is 100 plus. At 4 o'clock, there will be monthly tickets for 120 plus. Continue to ask for subscriptions and monthly tickets. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 78. Chapter 78 Incomplete, Abnormal, Crazy, Monthly Ticket 120 plus. As long as we act together, the trap my brother dug will be of no use. Hey, apart from being pretty, what's so good about He Tian Tian? Brother is like a man who wants to get He Tian Tian. If it were an ordinary girl, her brother would have captured her long ago. But He Tian Tian has great vision and is cunning, so He Tian Tian avoids her every time. He Tian Tian was secretly happy, and out of the corner of her eye she saw Chi Fang Fang's ugly face. But when she turned to look at Chi Fang Fang had to smile. Ha ha ha, so cool. He Tian Tian feels proud because she just likes to see you looking so stupid that you want to eat me, but you have to smile. No matter what, He Tian Tian will not leave the group. Let's see what other conspiracies Chi Fang Fang and Chi Jiangguo have. Wang Lei caught his attention and took everyone to a wild fruit forest. Oops, the persimmons on that tree are about to ripen, so it's just the right time to pick them. If you keep them covered for a few days, you can eat sweet persimmons, as well as wild apples and wild jujubes. In one morning, everyone gained a lot. Wang Lei led people to send the wild fruits back, while Zhang Qingshan and Ye Xiaofan continued to pick fruits on the mountain. When you are hungry, eat fruits to satisfy your hunger. The fruit in this area is very good. If they leave, they will probably be gone when they come back after dinner in the afternoon. He Tian Tian, Chi Xiao Yan, and Chi Fang Fang had to go down the mountain because their baskets were full. If it were before, Chi Fang Fang would be very happy with a basket full of wild fruits. However, today's goal was not achieved, which made Chi Fang Fang feel unhappy. On the way back, he kept his head down and said nothing. Chi Xiao Yan didn't like Chi Fang Fang in the first place, and now she doesn't go out of her way to talk to Chi Fang Fang. She keeps talking and laughing with He Tian Tian. In the afternoon, He Tian Tian and Chi Xiao Yan will not go. These wild fruits will be enough for a while. However, when passing by the livestock team, two old uncles, Zhou Li and Xiang Rong, saw He Tian Tian returning with a full load, so they also took their backpacks and went for a walk in the mountains to get some food back. After Chi Fang Fang returned home, she hurried to find her brother. When Chi Jiangguo saw Chi Fang Fang dejected, he secretly thought that something was wrong. He probably thought that this stupid sister had not completed the task, and the previous preparations had been in vain. I'm sorry, brother, He Tian Tian is too cunning. I asked her to pick the fruits with me, but she didn't go with me, Chi Fang Fang said with a bitter face. I think she seems to be wary of me. I said what? She doesn't refute on the surface, but she doesn't believe it either. Chi Jiangguo sneered in his heart. He Tian Tian wasn't guarding against you, she was guarding against me. In this matter, I can't blame my sister for being useless. I can only say that He Tian Tian is too shrewd and cunning. Interesting. Such He Tian Tian aroused Chi Jiangguo's heart that was even more ready to move. Although it takes a lot of effort to get He Tian Tian like this, it will give you a greater sense of accomplishment, right? The corners of Chi Jiangguo's mouth turned up and he said, "It's okay, if it doesn't work this time, there will be a next time. Brother, besides being good looking, He Tian has nothing good about her." "Why do you have to be her?" Chi Fang was puzzled. With her brother's talent, he didn't have to worry about not having a woman at all. Chi Jiangguo smiled and said, "Haha, she is the most beautiful and smartest girl I have ever seen. I like her. I don't care about the ones that come to my door. I just like the ones that I catch with my own hands." When Chi Fang saw her brother's smile, she felt a chill down her spine and felt a little scared. With Chi Fang's current knowledge, she didn't know that Chi Jiangguo's smile and behavior could be called a pervert. The physical disability aggravated the psychological abnormality and aroused the madness in Chi Jiangguo's blood. "This method doesn't work, we have to think of other methods," Chi Fang said, suddenly having an idea. "By the way, brother, I found that the decentralized personnel of the animal husbandry team are very familiar with He Tian. Can we start from this aspect?" Chi Jiangguo nodded and said, "As expected of my sister, she can think of this. Don't worry, I will tell you when I think about it, and maybe you can help." "Okay, brother, if you think about it, just tell me," Chi Fang said, "I will definitely help you catch your sister-in-law." "Okay," Chi Jiangguo smiled, determined to win. He Tian got close to those decentralized personnel, which Chi Jiangguo also discovered. Although Zhou Zhuhe came to the last prosecution letter, he did not find that the decentralized personnel were lazy, so he threw it away. What he discovered this time will definitely make Zhou Zhuhe overjoyed, and it will also be unforgettable for the people who were sent down. As for He Tian, who is willing to help others, he will naturally be investigated and punished. It's just a pity that such a beautiful girl should be taken out for re-education. However, some people just won't shed tears until they see the coffin. They will always make her suffer a little before she will cherish this rare opportunity. When the time comes, he will appear by He Tian's side like a savior, comforting her and protecting her. Even a stone-hearted person can turn into a soft heart. After Chi Jiangguo returned to the house, he took out his notebook and started writing a prosecution letter according to the records above. "I'm going to the county town tomorrow to learn agricultural machinery technology. Then I'll treat Zhou Zhuhe to dinner and expose this matter. He Tian, you don't know how to praise me, so don't blame me for taking the trouble." He Tian, who knew nothing about the coming fierce storm, was taking a nap. It's a rare moment of leisure, and He Tian is very relaxed. Grandma Chi-san also knew that a girl of this age was just lazy and carefree, so she didn't call He Tian, but locked the door and went out for a walk. When He Tian woke up, the sun was setting. The golden sunlight outside the window fell on the yard, warm and comfortable. It was time to cook dinner, and He Tian got up and stretched. Oh, so comfortable. When Grandma Chi-san came back, He Tian had already prepared dinner. The wild fruits were a bit hard, so He Tian washed some, steamed them in a pot, and mixed them with some sugar for Grandma Chi-san to eat. She also fried a wild vegetable, and each person had a bowl of corn paste. After Grandma Chi-san came back, she saw the steamed fruit mixed with sugar on the table and smiled happily, saying, "Sweet girl, you are thoughtful. You know I like to eat steamed fruit." "Actually, I don't know. I just think you have bad teeth and can't eat raw fruit," He Tian explained. "The steamed fruit tastes a bit sour, so I put a little sugar, so it's not sour, and it's very soft. Grandma Chi, please eat it quickly." Hey, Grandma Chi-san was very happy, just like the new year. She took a wooden spoon and ate the sweet steamed fruit, squinting happily, as if she was satisfied thinking of the happy things in the past. He Tian also likes to eat it. She puts less sugar, sour and sweet. This taste is like her new life, sour and sweet, but the overall sweetness is happy. These sour tastes will make the sweetness even sweeter. He Tian hopes that she will be sweet all her life, but she also knows that nothing in the world is perfect, and a little sourness is not bad. Haha, Kikai is so diligent. Rolling around and acting cute equals Omega equals asking for votes, 140 plus at 6 o'clock. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 79. Chapter 79 Proud, Sweet, Monthly Ticket 140 plus. The wheat has been planted, and a layer of tender green emerges from the black and yellow soil. When there is no life left in the fields, the annual river work task will begin. Village Chief Chi organized another re-education meeting in the village before building water conservancy projects. However, this time it is different from the previous simple re-education. A summary link has been added. The villagers spoke one after another at the village branch, saying that these decentralized personnel actively participated in labor and had made great progress in their thoughts and actions, and they praised and encouraged them. For this report, more than 80% of the adult villagers in the village pressed their fingerprints. This move made the 7 re-educated people feel warm in their hearts. This was the villagers' affirmation of them. Even if someone from the commune comes over, they will not deny it because this is the common recognition of the villagers. Professor Gu, Professor Wang, Old Man Bai, Xiangrong, Zhou and others have a sense of belonging in Kijia village, and they are willing to stay here if possible. While Secretary Qi was counting the people who went to Pahe, He Tian received Huo Yingjia's letter. This is a special envelope for military use. After Niu Dajin arrived in Kijia village, he went directly to Secretary Qi's house. Qi Xiaoyan quickly went to notify He Tian, and then handed the letter to He Tian at the village branch in front of Qi Shulai. If it is an ordinary letter, Qi Shulai can ask to open it and take a look. However, the letter this time was a special military envelope, and even Qi Shulai had no authority to open it. At this time, the glory of the military is not only expressed in words, but felt in all aspects. Opening a letter written in a special envelope privately is, at best, intruding on the privacy of military personnel and having evil intentions. At worst, it is prying into secrets and is treacherous. Although there are usually no secrets in envelopes, the name can be used. Accountant Chi, are you still checking? He Tian held the letter, feeling proud but asking seriously, like a little girl who was inexperienced in the world. Qi Shulai wanted to see what was written in it, and wanted to know who in He Tian's family was in an important unit. However, there is a clear provision that no one can privately check the letter inside the special envelope unless there is a special request. He is just a small village accountant, and he does not dare to break discipline. Haha, no need. I have no right to open your letter. You can take it back. Qi Shulai smiled dryly. Next time a letter comes, I will send it to you immediately. You don't have to come and get it in person. He Tian smiled shyly and said, it just so happens that Xiao Yan knew about it and went to call me. Come and get it directly so that Accountant Qi won't have to work hard. The village is also busy now, so I don't want to delay Accountant Qi's work. He Tian was very respectful and never offended Qi Shulai on the outside. In this case, Qi Shulai had to think carefully if he wanted to wear small shoes for He Tian. After all, the villagers are not blind. Qi Shulai still has that old face. After leaving the village branch, Niu Dajin had to go to other villages to deliver messages, so he left directly. Qi Xiaoyan looked at He Tian mischievously, covered her mouth with a smile, and said, Sister Tian, who is this? When you got the letter just now, you actually blushed. He Tian did not hide anything from Qi Xiaoyan, and said with a blushing face, this is a letter from my partner, Huo Yingjia. Ah, Qi Xiaoyan was stunned. Sister Tian, do you really have someone? I heard you say that once before, and I thought you were joking, but it turns out it's true. If he were this age in his previous life, he would have been very shy, embarrassed, and afraid to admit it. But for He Tian Tian, who had decades of experience in her previous life, it was such a blessing to be able to openly admit the love in her heart. He is not married. She is not married. Mutual love, free love, blessings from both parents. That was the most beautiful love in her heart and the last holy land in her heart. Now that she has the chance to do it all over again, she will never give up her holy land. Whoever wants to defile, He Tian Tian will fight to the death. Our two families are neighbors. We are childhood sweethearts. It can be said that I grew up on his back when He Tian Tian said this. Things that happened decades ago appeared in front of him. A certain day of a certain month of a certain year, the 3rd day of March. The spring is beautiful, the greenery is abundant, and the warm breeze is blowing. A little boy of 8 or 9 years old was running ahead with a kite. A beautiful little girl with a ponytail clapped her hands from behind. Brother Yingja, run quickly, the kite is high. Okay, walk slowly behind, don't fall. When the little boy ran forward, he had to pay attention to the little chubby girl who only looked up at the kite. On a certain month of a certain year, the sun set in the west. A little fat girl sat on the stone at the door with her hands covering her mouth. A little boy took out 2 pieces of chocolate from his coat pocket and said with a smile, "Tian Tian, here you go. This candy is so delicious, Brother Yingja is so kind." The little chubby girl immediately forgot her previous unpleasantness. The little girl smiled, and the little boy was stunned and said in surprise, "Tian Tian, you have changed your teeth." The fat girl who was eating happily heard this and quickly remembered that her 2 front teeth were missing. They were so ugly. Wow! I didn't care about eating sweets anymore, and opened my mouth to cry. Suddenly I thought that with a big mouth, Brother Yingja could see the ugly teeth, so he quickly covered his mouth, but the big crystal tears appeared from his eyes were watering and pitiful. Not ugly at all, the little boy comforted awkwardly. Be obedient, don't cry, it will grow back in the future. On a certain day of a certain year and a certain month, at the small gate of the Nanji Normal University, a fat girl's pigtails were messy and her eyes were filled with tears, like a pitiful little dog. Brother Yingja, Huang Xiaopang pulled my pigtails, which were tied by my mother. The little girl cried and complained to the little brother next to her. You stand here and wait for me. The little brother settled the little girl and walked not far away to wait for Xiaopang Huang to come out. The little boy gave Huang Xiaopang a good beating. From then on, not only Huang Xiaopang did not dare to pull the little girl's pigtails, but other children also did not dare to pull her pigtails. Because everyone knows that He Tian Tian has a very powerful big brother. On a certain month of a certain year, on the playground of the high school affiliated to the Nanjing Normal University. Brother Yingja, I'm going to die. The crying little girl was already standing tall and graceful, with bright eyes and white teeth. The tall boy who was holding a basketball to play was startled and asked hurriedly, "What's wrong? What's wrong with you?" The bright-eyed girl raised her head and said, "I lost a lot of blood." Because of fear, the girl forgot her shyness and opened the coat around her waist. Seeing the dazzling red color, the boy turned pale with fright. He hugged the girl and went to the school's infirmary. The doctor on duty in the infirmary rigorously and conscientiously gave the 2 men a physical hygiene class. After putting on sanitary napkins and coming out of the infirmary, the girl with bright eyes and the boy with bright eyes were blushing. He didn't dare to look into each other's eyes. Sometimes his eyes would meet and then look away quickly. Monthly pass 140 plus is given away. Oh, mathematical intersection symbol. Mathematical intersection symbol, oh haha. Isn't the scene of the little boy and the little girl together very graphic? Continue to ask for subscriptions and monthly tickets. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 80. On this day, the girl grew up. On this day, there is something unexpected besides family affection in the eyes of boys and girls. The two of them are no longer brothers and sisters in each other's hearts. On a certain day of a certain month of a certain year, Nanchi People's Park. The 18-year-old boy already has the stature of an adult man, but is a little thin. An 18-year-old girl, in her prime of youth, with bright eyes and white teeth, standing tall and graceful, is like a semi-ripe fruit, green and astringent with an alluring sweet and sour fragrance. Walking side by side on the cobblestones, our arms would often touch each other because we were so close. Every touch was a brief electric shock. The big hand finally held the small hand. In a remote magnolia forest, the man lowered his head and kissed the smooth forehead of the woman with her eyes closed. The two people's hearts ached faster, as if they had the same rapid beating frequency, creating a harmonious resonance. He Tian fell into sweet memories and unconsciously showed a happy smile. Those beautiful pictures have been deeply imprinted in her mind. Sister Tian, why are you laughing? Chi Xiaoyan asked enviously, nudging He Tian with her elbow. He Tian was slightly panicked after being brought back to reality, and was embarrassed by Chi Xiaoyan. I remembered what happened before. Humph. It's weird to believe you, Chi Xiaoyan pouted. You're not thinking of the past, but you are thinking of your lover, right? He Tian's face turned even redder. She was as beautiful as a flower, her eyes were wandering. She reached out and patted Chi Xiaoyan twice, and said angrily, I know, and you still say it? You are not ashamed. Chi Xiaoyan is introverted, that's because she has no one to talk to. Now she has a good relationship with He Tian, and she is very talkative. She said unreasonably, hey, you can think, but I can't say. After saying that, Chi Xiaoyan ran forward a few steps and ran away from He Tian's attack range. Let's see if I don't tear your mouth apart. He Tian chased after her, wanting to teach Chi Xiaoyan a lesson. He Tian works all day long, and her physical condition is getting even better with the help of the Snake King. It is too easy to catch up with Chi Xiaoyan. Spare me, Sister Tian. Chi Xiaoyan begged for mercy, and just like that, the two of them fought, laughed, and went home. He Tian and Chi Xiaoyan didn't realize that while they were playing around, a pair of eyes full of desire had been looking at them. He Tian drove Chi Xiaoyan home, couldn't wait to get to her room, locked the door, carefully tore open the envelope and read the letter inside. Sweet baby. Hello. It has been a month since I last wrote, and I miss you very much. I went to work at the Military Weapons Research Institute. I have adapted to the environment here, and everything else is fine. There is one thing I am not satisfied with, that is, I cannot come in and out at will and write letters. It is stipulated that I can only send one letter every month. Sometimes I write home, maybe every other month. Don't be angry, Tian. I can't finish the food stamps I distributed here, so I replaced them with national food stamps for you, and I will send them to you together with my salary next month. You must protect yourself, don't go hungry, and you must miss me, every day. The last word in the third paragraph is, which also forms a Tianation he, which is He Tian. Compared with the previous doting letter, this letter was very simple. Without doting, He Tian felt even more disappointed. Brother Yingji's writing style changed drastically. If there hadn't been a secret code, she would have started to wonder if someone had screwed her up again. However, Huo Yingji, who was complained about by He Tian, was writing a letter at the Weapons Research Institute and was being made difficult for him. When he first arrived at the institute, Huo Yingji wrote a passionate and affectionate letter and happily sent it. But, he didn't know that the institute inspected people and things entering and exiting very carefully. Even if you are an ant, you have to see if you have stolen the secret. Huo Yingji's letter arrived in the hands of Sister Lu, who was responsible for checking the letters. When she read the letter, it was written in an excellent way and full of affection, which made her feel a little excited. After reading the letter, Sister Lu, the disciplinary inspection director in her 40s, even recalled the deep love she had with her lover back then. This letter, as a love letter, is so well written. However, this is a special period and you cannot write such a letter. If those words spread, you will be acting like a hooligan. No, go back and rewrite. Huo Yingja was dumbfounded. It turned out that his letter was also going to be checked. Thinking that those affectionate words in his heart were seen by others, even the thick-skinned Huo Yingja couldn't bear it now. Under Sister Liu's gossipy eyes, he blushed, took the letter, and ran away. Not wanting others to see his sincere letter, Huo Yingja had no choice but to write a decent letter. Since his letter was returned, thanks to Sister Liu's propaganda, everyone at the Weapons Research Institute knew that there was a young man who wrote particularly good love letters. As for what a good method is, only Sister Liu and Huo Yingja know. So Huo Yingja got the title of Love Saint in the institute. As a serious person, such a name is very embarrassing. At the same time, some young lesbians always looked at him secretly. Just watch, why are you blushing? I may be handsome, but I have a girlfriend. He Tian doesn't know about Huo Yingja's troubles. After reading the letter and getting Huo Yingja's address, He Tian began to write a reply. She didn't know when she would see Huo Yingja next time. She was thinking of going to the county town and taking pictures in the county town and sending them to Huo Yingja. However, He Tian thought that Secretary Qi was very busy these 2 days and had no time to go to the county seat, so he gave up the idea and could only talk about it when he had the opportunity in the future. The next morning, the cattle army came again. When He Tian handed the letter to Niu Daijin, she stuffed it with a dried wild rabbit. Niu Daijin didn't want it, but He Tian had already run away. In broad daylight, he couldn't chase after him, so he had to accept it. Thinking about it, Qi Xiaoyan would buy some things for girls from the county and send them to He Tian. He Tian felt relieved after receiving Huo Yingja's letter. Her parents are safe now, Huo Yingja is doing well, and so is she. Although there are disgusting people like Qi Jiangguo, He Tian still feels that life is beautiful because there is love, because there are family, lovers, and friends. After dragging out the male protagonist, why don't everyone vote quickly? There will be a basic update at 10 o'clock. Moi. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Qi Xing Cao. Chapter 81. He Tian didn't have time to remember her fallen love in her previous life, so she received the village chief's mobilization and began to organize everyone to plow the river, build water conservancy, and remove the silt from the river to facilitate irrigation in the coming year. Some places need to be heightened for flood control, and some places need to be reinforced. It's autumn now and it must be done before winter. The construction period is very tight, and it takes 20 days. It is 10 miles away from Kijia village. We go there in the morning and come back in the evening. We have lunch at the construction site. In addition to providing lunch, I can earn 50 cents and 40 taels of food every day. Although this work is tiring, it can make money and food, so many people are willing to do it. Wang Lei and Zhang Qingshan went there last year. Not only could they have a full meal, but they could also earn some money back. They were very happy. Village Chief Qi has organized 150 people in the village and will take them there early tomorrow morning. As for the tools, Village Chief Qi and Director Zhao also made statistics. They all came from the villagers' homes and had people bring them. After the final mobilization, everyone was in high spirits. Except He Tian. Because the distance is not very far, I get up early every morning to go to work and walk back in the evening. Not only was the work hard, the journey back and forth was also too long. Even though He Tian was not happy, she was still among the candidates for Pahe. When I went to work this time, there were not only quotas for heavy work, but also for lighter tasks such as cooking or working on the shore. Village Chief Chi was too embarrassed to give all these places to his close relatives, so it was Hitianation's turn to cook. In a village, a lot of things are used for the lunch meal, and it must be cooked well so that everyone can eat well. Although cooking on the shore is tiring, compared to those who work barefoot at the bottom of the river, Hitian feels that it is already very good. Early in the morning, Hitian and Chi Xiaoyan followed everyone to work in the Erdeagoza River section 10 miles away. Sister Tian, it's so far, I'm tired of walking, Chi Xiaoyan whispered before she reached the place. Every day there was a round trip of 20 miles. Hitian smiled and said, your father didn't let you come, but you insisted on coming. Now that the quota has been registered, you have to go. Besides, everyone is not walking fast, so just follow them slowly, and I'm with you. Chi Xiaoyan was a little tired, but not too tired to get up, so she just complained to Hitian. The two of us are responsible for the meals for more than 150 people today. I don't know if we can handle it. Chi Xiaoyan looked at the two large pots and large steamers used by the production team on the ox cart in front, with a little worry. What are you afraid of? In addition to us, there is also Director Zhao. I heard that she is often responsible for such work and will arrange it. The two of us are just two little handymen. We only need to be responsible for the work. Hitian comforted, we are young people and we need to be energetic. We don't want to start worrying before things happen. Chi Xiaoyan can always be encouraged after listening to Hitianation's words. This is why Chi Xiaoyan likes to get along with Hitian. They are full of positive energy. It was gray when we set out in the morning, but when we arrived at Erdeagoza, it was already full of daylight. In the morning, everyone ate at home casually. Village Chief Chi took people to the 2-kilometer river channel assigned to Kijia village. A wooden board was inserted on the ground with Kijia village written on it. Okay, stop here, Village Chief Chi said loudly. Director Zhao, take a few people and set up a cooking shed. Someone will deliver food here in a while. Director Zhao smiled and said, Village Chief Chi, don't worry, I know how to do all this. Just take the people to work with peace of mind. I will make sure everyone eats and drinks well at noon. Hitian looked around and saw that it was still the place where the river was dug in her previous life, but this time it was 200 meters longer than before. This is a large river about 15 meters wide and 7 or 8 meters deep. It is shallow on both sides and very deep in the middle. There are many yellow water plants in it. Now it is only about 3 or 4 meters wide. This river is the main river in Daowen County, and irrigation comes from this river every year. This is one of the reasons why the commune attaches so much importance to the river. These tasks are assigned to each village. If you finish them early, you can go back early. Arrangements were made with the two village cotters, and Village Chief Chi personally led people to work in the river. Director Zhao found 2 laborers and began to build a shed of more than 10 meters. He also found gravel nearby and built 2 earthen stoves. He smeared the outside with mud and let it dry for a while before it could be used at noon. Director Zhao had just put 2 big pots on it, and the commune came to distribute food. The lunch portion today is 4 taels of flour for men and 3 taels for women, as well as a big radish, white onions, a little oil, a little salt, green onions, ginger, and garlic. Sweet girl, Xiao Yan'er, you two quickly take the big basin to the creek over there and wash it. I want to make the dough, Director Zhao said. After cleaning the basin, bring a basin of water over there, just for cleaning the pot. Yes, Director Zhao. Hitian and Chi Xiaoyan agreed, carrying the super large wooden basin and walking towards the stream. The creek is very clear, and small fish can be seen in the river from time to time. Hitian thought to herself that if she had time later, she could catch some fish and make soup for everyone to try. He Tian and Chi Xiaoyan were both clean and diligent girls. They quickly cleaned the big basin and brought over a basin that was almost full of water. Pour the water into the pot, just leave a little. Director Zhao said, I'm going to start making dough. After washing the pot, you can carry these steamers over and brush them. Chi Xiaoyan and He Tian followed Director Zhao's requirements and worked seriously. In a short while, the 10-story steamer was cleaned. Look, Sister Tian, there are fish in the river. Chi Xiaoyan said in surprise. If we have a fishing net, we can catch them and cook them for soup. It's useless today. We didn't use fishing nets. After we go back in the evening, we will look for fishing nets and catch fish tomorrow. He Tian suggested. I just heard Director Zhao say that for lunch, we will eat white flour steamed buns, stir-fried radish, and stewed cabbage. If we catch fish and make fish soup so that everyone can eat more. Yes, fish soup is better than boiled water, Chi Xiaoyan agreed. Every year when he went home from the river, his father was very tired and had to rest for a long time before he could rest. If we can eat better, maybe everyone can be stronger and recover faster. When the two of them came back carrying the 10-story steamer, Director Zhao was already kneading and proofing the noodles. You two go to the nearby woods to find some dry firewood. It will be used in half an hour. You two, hurry up. When Director Zhao saw the two coming back, he immediately ordered He Tian and Chi Xiaoyan to do something. Although it is not a heavy job, it cannot be idle. But that's fine, they can't rest on the bank while others work in the river. Everyone can see you busy working, and no one will gossip. Monthly tickets available at 12 o'clock are 160 plus. Please pay attention, please subscribe, and please reward. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 82. There is a forest not far from here. It is autumn now and there are a lot of dry firewood in the forest. There are pheasants in the woods. The Snake King saw He Tian busy outside the barrier like a spinning top, non-stop, very hard, and thought that He Tian would be here in a few days. It's time to donate blood, He Tian must be fed and eat well. Yes, yes, yes. He Tian quickly said in her heart, you have also seen that everyone is very tired from working, so we need to eat more good food. The Snake King became impatient and said proudly, others have nothing to do with me. Only if you eat well can you provide me with good holy blood. This person was ungrateful. It was a rare occasion when his conscience found out that he wanted to be nice to her. This little girl actually wanted to give food to others. She was such a bad person. Bad guy. If I had known this, I wouldn't have said anything. He Tian was very moved when she heard what the Snake King said. No matter how bad the Snake King's attitude was, he was still very nice to her. The Snake King is arrogant and sensitive, and is best at caring about her in an annoying tone. He Tian didn't care that the Snake King said she was stupid, so she could feel the Snake King's awkward kindness. King Snake, look, there are so many people around me all the time. I never have time to be alone. How can I have the opportunity to open a small stove to eat alone? If everyone can eat together, then I will have the chance to eat. You sir, I'm very capable and can catch pheasants. I can eat them with everyone, He Tian persuaded. Besides, today is my first time coming to Pahe. I successfully completed the task and even exceeded the quota. Everyone will definitely respect me. Have a good impression. After hearing He Tian's words, the Snake King was no longer so resistant. It doesn't matter, as long as He Tian can eat it in his mouth. Anyway, there are pheasants and rabbits in the woods, and fish in the river. They can be easily moved. If you eat them several times, you can also replenish your body. The Snake King felt very unhappy when he thought that in addition to practicing, he also had to do the work of a wet nurse. The majestic Snake King has actually fallen to this end. However, He Tian is a good girl, and she is willing to provide her with holy blood. As a king who must reward meritorious deeds, naturally he cannot treat He Tian Tian badly. When they arrived at the grove, He Tian Tian first cut some dry grass and leaves to use as fire starters, and then the two began to pick up the small branches that fell on the ground. After a while, I picked up 2 large backpacks and could go back. Where is it? He was about to go back, and He Tian Tian didn't see the shadow of the pheasant. Isn't the Snake King really angry? This king is not so stingy, Snake King complained, it's in the dense forest in front. Haha, King Snake is the most generous. Don't you forget the faults of villains, He Tian Tian said sarcastically. Thank you, King Snake. He Tian Tian followed the Snake King's prompts, stopped in front of the dense grass, and whispered, Xiao Yan, there are pheasants inside. You come from the left, I come from the right, and we will outflank and catch the pheasants. Oh my God, there were pheasants. She had never caught a pheasant with her own hands before. Chi Xiao Yan's eyes were shining. Following He Tian's instructions, she went to the left and surrounded the dense grass with He Tian. He Tian moved quickly, pushed aside the grass, caught the necks of 2 pheasants with one hand in each hand, and said excitedly, Xiao Yan, I caught it. There are 2 more. Great, there are 2 of them. Look, there are more than a dozen eggs in that nest. Chi Xiao Yan didn't catch the pheasant, so she quickly went to pick up a dozen pheasant eggs on the ground. The 2 were very happy. They put the pheasants in their baskets, carried the eggs in their clothes, and carried firewood on their backs. They hurried back to share the good news with Director Zhao. Director Zhao was very envious when he saw the pheasants and eggs that He Tian and Chi Xiao Yan had caught. However, she did not find them and they did not belong to her, so they could not be counted as her credit. He said, this is yours, you can take them home if you find them. If others see them here, you will not feel comfortable even if they find out that you caught them yourself. After all, you are at work, not in your free time. He Tian was not a teenage girl. She could not hear Director Zhao's polite words. It was okay to take these 2 pheasants back, but there would be endless troubles in the future. Besides, with the Snake King here, she has no shortage of food, so there is no need to be reluctant to give up this little thing. Director Zhao, this is what we caught while we were at work. It naturally belongs to the collective. Since it is collective, everyone can eat it. We don't know how to cook it, so let you distribute it. Everyone can eat better and have more strength. Work hard and complete the task early. Not only can we get praise and rewards from the commune, but we can also go back to the village Madong earlier, He Tian said sincerely. She would not offend the young adults in the village because of 2 pheasants. Working women. These people are the backbone of the family and the main force in Kijia village. Their words have weight. If something happens, these people can help and save He Tian a lot of trouble. He Tian gave up what he got. Even if everyone can't repay He Tian now, if something happens to He Tian, these young adults will never stand by and watch. Chi Jiangguo is powerful, but he can't go against the young, old, and women in the village. When Chi Xiao Yan heard what He Tian said, she also took out the eggs in her pocket and said, Auntie, these eggs are also allocated to you. They are all from the same village. Everyone has a share of these eggs. When Director Zhao heard this, she was very happy. If the lunch was done well, she would have more prestige in the village. It's rare that you 2 girls can think clearly. If we share these things, we will remember your kindness in our hearts. Director Zhao smiled happily. Barbing the river is a physical job, and if you have some meat, you can have more energy. You go to the river to take care of these 2 pheasants. They will be stewed with radish, cabbage, and sticks later. As for these dozen eggs, the dried fungus is soaked over there. Let's make some fungus and egg soup. Oh, hey, today. The food is very good. Today is the Chinese New Year in our village. He Tian and Chi Xiao Yan agreed and went to the stream with a small basin and kitchen knife. Chicken offal is also a good thing. It can be eaten after being cleaned. Don't throw away those good things, you two, Director Zhao reminded from behind. He was worried that these little girls would dislike the dirty chicken offal and didn't want to clean it, so he specially reminded them. I know, he Tian agreed. In her previous life, she had been making braised meat for more than 10 years, and she would keep everything that was edible on the chicken. He Tian moved so quickly that Chi Xiao Yan was surprised and asked, Sister Tian, what do you do at home? Even a real chef can't clean up faster than you.